As the pandemic drags on, more Canadians are still struggling to pay the rent. Advocates say we've long had an affordable housing problem in this country. And as Farah Nasser explains, on top of this health emergency, there's an unprecedented eviction crisis as well.
It has been a devastating year for Zineth Jahan. Her husband passed away of cancer last January, and then came the pandemic.
I lost my husband, lost the major part of income, lost my job.
Suddenly, she says, she was struggling to pay the bills, and she now owes $8,000 in back rent. In May, she got an eviction notice from her landlord, Pinedale Properties.
I'm feeling the fear of homelessness.
Pinedale claims they've reached repayment agreements with the majority of tenants who are struggling, and they haven't evicted anyone during the pandemic. They also told Global News they offered Jahan a repayment plan, but she didn't respond. It would have required her to pay $900 a month for 10 months on top of her $1,500 rent, an amount she says she can't afford. So her eviction notice is still pending. Most provinces temporarily paused evictions during the first wave, but by the end of summer, those bans were lifted. And in Ontario, that led to a surge of online eviction hearings, 7,000 of them in November alone.
I observed tenants being evicted in as little as 60, 90 seconds.
Public health experts say the virus has exposed long-existing housing issues.
To say that we're going to have a whole new generation of people move into chronic homelessness, I mean, that's even more of a damning failure.
At the height of the first wave in May, a record 2.6 million Canadians were unemployed, or 13.7%. By July, the overall unemployment rate had dropped to 9.3%. But in racialized communities, it was nearly double that figure.
We are not all together in this crisis. Riches are becoming rich, poor are becoming more poor.
We've been told for months, stay home and stay safe. That's easy to say, but without more financial support for renters, it's much harder to do, especially for those facing eviction. Farah Nasser, Global News, Toronto.